Welcome back to the channel. I know exactly why you were here. You were trying to figure out how the game is truly played. You see people winning, you see people building empires, and you want to know the secret to their success. Well, the secret isn't new. It is ancient. And today, we are going to dive deep into the mind of history's greatest strategist, a man who understood leverage better than anyone alive today. His name was Juha. We are going to look at 3 legendary moments from his life today, and this is the very first story. Listen closely, because this is a masterclass in hiding your true hustle in plain sight. Imagine a heavily guarded border crossing in the ancient world. This isn't just a simple, quiet checkpoint. This is the main vein of commerce between 2 massive, wealthy empires. The guards are ruthless, the taxes are incredibly high, and the penalty for smuggling goods across this line is absolute destruction. The captain of the guard is a man who prides himself on his sharp eyes and his brilliant mind. He has caught hundreds of smugglers in his career. He knows every single trick, every hidden compartment in the wagons, every lie a merchant can tell. He is the ultimate gatekeeper. And then there is Juha. Every single morning, right as the sun comes up, Juha approaches this border crossing. He is not riding a majestic horse or driving a grand expensive carriage. He is simply walking, leading a single tired-looking donkey, and strapped to the back of this donkey are 2 massive, overflowing bundles of cheap, completely worthless straw. The very first time Juha crossed, the captain stopped him. He looked at the massive piles of straw, looked at Juha's calm, unbothered face, and instantly knew something was wrong. His instincts screamed at him. Nobody goes through the immense trouble of crossing an international border, dealing with the guards and the heat, just to sell cheap animal feed. There had to be gold, spices, or jewels hidden inside those bundles. So, the captain ordered his heavily armed men to tear the bundles apart. They pulled every single stalk of straw out, throwing it entirely into the dust. They searched the donkey's saddle. They searched Juha's clothes. They found absolutely nothing. Just straw. The captain, frustrated but having no actual proof of a crime, was legally forced to let Juha pass. Juha quietly gathered his ruined, dusty straw, packed it back onto the donkey, and calmly walked across the border. But this didn't happen just once. It happened the next day, and the day after that. Every single morning, like clockwork, Juha arrived at the gate with a donkey and 2 bundles of straw. The captain became utterly obsessed. It evolved into a brutal psychological war. He knew Juha was getting incredibly wealthy. He could see it with his own eyes. He could see Juha wearing better, more expensive clothes, building a bigger house in the city, living the life of a highly successful, elite merchant. The math simply wasn't adding up. You do not build a massive estate by selling cheap hay. The captain's daily searches became legendary in their intensity. Some days, he would have his guards meticulously sift through the straw with fine-toothed combs, looking for hidden pearls. Other days, convinced that Juha was hiding diamonds inside the stalks themselves, he would order the entire bundle of straw to be completely burned to ashes right there on the border. They would sift through the black soot and smoke, looking for melted gold or precious stones. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just dust. Juha never complained. When they burned his straw, he would just smile, shrug his shoulders as if it didn't matter, and lead his empty donkey across the border into the city. He was the most patient man alive. The captain, on the other hand, was losing his mind. He was losing sleep. He was the greatest, most feared inspector in the entire kingdom, and he was being outsmarted on a daily basis by a guy with a smile and a pile of dead grass. This psychological warfare went on for years, decades even. Every single morning, the donkey, the straw, the search, the failure, and the smile. Eventually, time caught up with both of them. Juha retired to a massive, luxurious palace, enjoying the incredible fortune he had built over his career. The captain grew old, his hair turned white, his nerves were shot, and he was eventually forced to retire from his post, feeling entirely defeated by the one man he could never catch. Years later, the retired captain was walking through the grand, wealthy bazaar of the city. He walked past a high-end exclusive tea house and looked inside. There, sitting on plush velvet cushions, drinking the finest imported tea, was Juha. The old captain couldn't take it anymore. The mystery had haunted him for his entire adult life. It was a weight on his soul. He walked into the tea house, sat down directly across from Juha, and looked him dead in the eye. "Juha," the old captain said, his voice trembling with years of suppressed frustration and exhaustion. "I am no longer a guard. You are no longer a merchant. The law cannot touch you now. We are just two old men at the end of our lives. I beg of you, for the sake of my own sanity, before I go to my grave. I know you were smuggling. The whole world knows you were smuggling. What in the name of heavens were you hiding in that straw?" Juha took a slow, deliberate sip of his expensive tea. He looked at the old, defeated captain, a soft, incredibly wise smile spreading across his face. He leaned in close across the table, so only the captain could hear the ultimate truth of the game. "My friend," Juha whispered calmly, "I was never hiding anything in the straw. The straw was just the distraction. I was smuggling the donkeys." The captain froze. A lifetime of obsession, decades of burning straw and searching for hidden diamonds, all while the real asset, the actual product, was walking right in front of his eyes. Juha didn't try to outsmart the system by creating a better, more complex hiding spot. He outsmarted the system by understanding exactly what the system was looking for. The captain was looking for complexity, so Juha gave him a massive, obvious piece of complexity to focus all his energy on. While the authority was busy fighting a ghost in the hay, Juha was quietly, consistently moving the real value right across the finish line, day after day. This is how you win in business and in life. You don't fight the wall. You just let the guards stare at the wrong thing while you walk the real asset right through the open gate.